Here's what they didn't show you in the highlight reels. Not the fan pages, not the Instagram stories, not even the reunion specials. What really happened behind the scenes of Sister Wives is so much worse than what you think. Garrison is gone. Meri was emotionally abandoned while clinging to hope that never came. Isabel cried before her spine surgery, and Cody never even showed up. And yet, through all of it, Robyn got the mansion, the husband, and the control. How did a family that once stood for unity, shared love, and spiritual purpose unravel into a cold, isolating power game? How did Cody go from the smiling father of 18 to a man willing to cut off his own children over loyalty tests? Hey friends, I'm Oliva, and welcome back to TLC's Sister Wife Secret. If you've been watching this family fall apart in real time, you already know. It's no longer just a reality show. It's a public unraveling of a spiritual promise, a marriage system, and a man's ego. And today, we're pulling back the curtain. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the real, raw truth, using only what was shown on the actual episodes. No speculation. Just the emotional reality of what really happened to Meri, Janelle, Christine, and their children, while Cody and Robyn built their own separate world. We're talking favoritism, financial manipulation, emotional neglect, gaslighting, and the slow, painful disintegration of a family built on lies. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. And tell me in the comments, when did you first feel like something wasn't right in the Brown family? Now let's start at the moment everything began to change. When Robyn entered the picture, the entire energy of the Brown family shifted. At first, it looked like excitement, a new wife, a fresh start, the promise of expanded love. But beneath the surface, something else was taking root. Something the original three wives felt in their bones, long before they could put it into words. Robyn wasn't just a new wife. She was different. She came in with her own children, a history of isolation, and a background that didn't match the shared experiences of Meri, Janelle, and Christine. She grew up more sheltered, more protected. She said it herself. Her dad was absent for most of her childhood and only started spending Christmas with them later in life. That kind of upbringing shaped her, and the difference between her and the other wives was felt immediately. When the family moved to Las Vegas, what was supposed to be a collective reset turned into the beginning of separation. 4 houses were built, but the emotional distance started with just one. Robyn's. Her home quickly became more private, less open, less communal. The family that used to eat dinners together started living separate lives. And it was subtle at first. Cody spending more time with her, defending her choices, backing her when she pulled her kids out of family events. Her children, especially Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna, were treated with a level of protection and sensitivity that wasn't extended to the others. Robyn's kids got grace. They got time. They got Cody. Meanwhile, the other children, Janelle's boys, Christine's daughters, were expected to be resilient, silent, and available. Robyn didn't just marry Cody. She rewrote the family rules, and no one, not even the other wives, realized just how quickly the foundation was cracking. As time passed, Cody's priorities became clearer, and painfully so. His attention, his energy, and more importantly, his finances were slowly but surely redirected toward one woman, Robyn. It became impossible to ignore when the family made their move to Flagstaff. While Janelle was living in an RV on dusty land, and Christine was stuck in a home she didn't even want, Robyn was handed a nearly $900,000 house, spacious, pristine, and fully secured. And guess who helped fund that? Yep, Janelle and Meri. Money from their family pool, years of contributions, was funneled into a dream life for Cody and Robyn, while the others were left scraping by or sacrificing their independence just to keep up. Coyote Pass was supposed to be the family's shared dream, a place for everyone. But when push came to shove, Janelle found herself with no equity, no clear plan, and no support. Christine? She was already emotionally and financially checked out. She knew the dream was dead. And then there were the kids. Cody flat out refused to go with Christine when their daughter Isabel needed serious back surgery. He called the travel unsafe, but that didn't stop him from bouncing back and forth to Robyn's place. And when Savannah needed her dad the most, she got silence. The financial divide was sealed in court when Christine had to legally force Cody to pay child support for Truly. He didn't volunteer, he didn't offer. She had to drag him there. That's not fatherhood. That's abandonment dressed in arrogance. If there was ever a sister wife who did everything by the book, loyal, obedient, endlessly patient, it was Meri. She was the first, the legal wife, the one who helped build the foundation of this family. And when Robyn entered the picture, Meri didn't resist. She welcomed her. She even went as far as legally divorcing Cody so he could marry Robyn and adopt her kids. That's the level of loyalty Meri gave. She didn't just sacrifice her title, she sacrificed her identity in this family. But where did that get her? When Meri opened up about wanting another child, her fertility struggles had already spanned years. That infamous conversation in the canyon still lingers. It was raw and heartbreaking. She said she was ready to try again. Cody's response? Cold. He told her no. No hope. No future. And just like that, the door closed on her dream. Not because it was impossible, but because he had simply moved on. And Robyn, the one Meri once defended, emotionally leaned on her when it was convenient. She'd cry with Meri on the couch, act like they were bonded, like she understood. But when it came to COVID rules, Meri was cast aside like the others. Isolated. Ignored. No visits, no contact. Not even from the woman she sacrificed everything to support. Meri followed every rule, stayed loyal even when she was humiliated. And Robyn? She cried about feeling targeted, while sitting safely in the home Meri helped her get. The hypocrisy is staggering. While Meri waited, hoping for love that never came, Janelle and Christine were quietly rewriting their stories. Janelle, ever the practical one, had always been about building a stable life. She managed the finances, pushed for investments like Coyote Pass, and for a long time, she played the game. But when the scales tipped too far, when Cody started showing blatant favoritism, hoarding resources, and laying down rules that didn't apply to Robyn, Janelle didn't beg for scraps. She got herself an RV, parked it on Coyote Pass, and started living on her own terms. She said no to Cody's control. She wasn't going to beg for a seat at a table that was already full of Robyn's comforts, full of double standards. And then there was Christine. Her journey was more emotional, more heartbreaking to watch. She gave Cody 6 children, years of devotion, and countless moments of grace even as he chipped away at her self-worth. But the turning point, the moment the audience collectively gasped, was when Cody refused to travel for Isabel's scoliosis surgery. His own daughter. He couldn't be bothered. That was when Christine finally saw the truth. She wasn't loved, she was tolerated, and that wasn't enough. Christine didn't just leave a marriage, she walked away from a system built to silence her. And she did it with her kids beside her, even when Cody showed no real interest in staying connected. Janelle followed suit, seeing clearly that Cody no longer valued the plural family, just the appearance of one. Together, these women showed what strength really looks like. Not bitterness, not revenge, but freedom. They didn't want to be part of Cody's illusion anymore. They wanted peace. And finally, they chose it. This is where it gets even harder to talk about. Because it's not just about the wives anymore. It's about the kids. The ones who were supposed to be the reason for everything. And yet, look at where they ended up. When Garrison died, the world expected heartbreak from a father. But Cody, he met it with blame. He went on national television and pointed fingers. At the world, at the family, at circumstances, but barely acknowledged his own absence in Garrison's life. The boy was crying out for connection, for love, for peace, and all he got in return was silence. It was devastating, and it spoke volumes. The older kids, Logan, Madison, Mykelti, Payden, Gwendolyn, they've all spoken, directly or indirectly, about the distance, the abandonment, how they had to figure life out on their own while watching Robyn's children, Dayton, Aurora, Brianna, live in comfort and privacy, shielded from everything. Even now, Dayton and Aurora, well into adulthood, live in the home Robyn got while Janelle's kids were barely getting by. And Cody? He had the audacity to say that not all of his kids were in the club, as if love was conditional, as if loyalty to him was a requirement for care. That comment exposed everything: his pride, his ego, his inability to show up when it matters most. These weren't just broken relationships, they were casualties of favoritism, of silence, of a man who couldn't love unless he was being worshipped. After everything we've seen, the tears, the fights, the silences, one thing is clear: Cody and Robyn didn't build a family. They built a system designed to keep control in their hands. Loyalty wasn't earned, it was demanded. Resources weren't shared, they were hoarded. Affection wasn't genuine, it was a tool to manipulate and divide. You have to ask yourself, was this ever really about plural marriage? Or was it just a slow, painful shift toward monogamy disguised as something bigger? A way for Cody to put all his power into one person while the others got left behind, forgotten and discarded? Meri, Janelle, Christine, and even Meri, the original wives, stood by the rules, the faith, and the family. But in the end, they were used. Robyn wasn't just the new wife, she was the gatekeeper to Cody's empire, the protector of his ego, and the one who benefited most from the broken promises. But here's what nobody can take away: autonomy. The strength it took for Janelle and Christine to walk away. The resilience of the kids who survived the neglect. The truth that eventually breaks through the lies and silence. If you've been moved by this story, if it hit you deep, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more real, honest conversations about TLC's Sister Wives secrets. I'm Aliva, and together we'll keep uncovering what they don't want you to see.